Todd Boehly has put his money where his mouth is, and Chelsea have had an absolute revamp in midfield. Caicedo through the door for a record fee, and Lavia now on his way to Chelsea. But how will Caicedo and Lavia fit in Pochettino's plans this season? Starting with Caicedo, what a signing. A lot of money, and he'll be under pressure early doors. And if you actually look at De Zerbi's team, he's been the holding midfielder in that team. But we kind of think of him as a destroyer or someone who just breaks up play. But this stat here shows you how good he is on the ball. Caicedo isn't just a destroyer. He doesn't give the ball away a lot. His turnover rate was the third least in the Premier League last season. Look at the players ahead of him. Rodri, who's probably the best in his position in the world. And the way Pep plays, he doesn't really give the ball away. And he's quite an incredible midfielder. Fabinho ahead of him also looked as a destroyer. He's gone to Saudi Arabia. Enzo played that position last season under Frank Lampard for a brief spell. But this season, we already got a kind of a clue into how Pochettino wants to use Enzo this season. Against Liverpool, he played with the 8. He's actually changed his number on the back of his shirt to number 8. And he got the licence to go a bit more forward with Gallagher holding midfield. Now, you would assume for that amount of money, Gallagher will come out and Caicedo will go and fill in that role, which will free up Enzo Fernandez. If we actually take a look at this graphic by The Athletic, and guys, if you're not subscribed to The Athletic, I would recommend it very well. Some incredible journalists and some incredible information that you can get on there. Fernandez and Caicedo actually have a very similar role in midfield. Obviously, Caicedo at Brighton, Fernandez at Chelsea last season. But however, Fernandez at Chelsea last season under Lampard was playing that destroyer role and breaking up play and not getting forward too much. Already we've seen Pochettino wants to play him as a number 8 further forward. So I'm not sure that Caicedo and Fernandez will be clashing that much. Obviously, from the data here, we can see that last season they were playing similar roles. We can also see Fernandez played holding midfield for Argentina in their World Cup win. Obviously, he was playing alongside McAllister and De Paul in that incredible team led by Messi. The manager this time chose to play him as a holding midfielder. But as we've seen under Pochettino, he's going to get forward, and Caicedo will be the key to that. So we can see from the heat maps that Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez are similar in the areas they were playing last season. But what does the data say behind that? Well, if we take a look at this graphic again from The Athletic, the thing that strikes me straight away is progressive passing. Enzo 67 to Caicedo 24. That shows me Enzo wants to get the ball on the half turn and play forward, okay? And in that number 8 role, he's going to be able to drive forward like Jamie Carragher showed on Monday Night Football after the game against Liverpool on Sunday. He wants to pass forward and drive forward. And Caicedo, as you can see, as we've seen his pass completion or giving the ball away, he didn't give it away at all last season. As we've said, it's third best in the league. So he's going to keep it moving, maybe left to right, and less risky passes going forward. So the combination between two of them could be frightening. And the data shows that, as we can see, ball retention ability here, 81 to Enzo Fernandez, 71. Again, emphasising the fact that Moises Caicedo is a steady pair of hands, and he's going to, a bit like Claude Makelele back in the day under Mourinho, he's going to lock it up and also keep the moves ticking along, keeping possession for Chelsea. The final statistic which stands out a mile on this graphic is the disruption of opposition's moves. 71 Caicedo, 33 Enzo Fernandez. Again, that Makelele role, Moises Caicedo breaking up play, interceptions, tackles, everything like that. The dirty work. Now, Enzo Fernandez is going to appreciate that because he's done that dirty work, as we've said, in that World Cup winning team and for Lampard last season. So I am so excited to see Enzo getting further forward in that number 8 role, and Caicedo is going to be the key to it. So you would assume Pochettino is going to play a 4-2-3-1 with a number 10, like Dele Alli. Think Dele Alli at Tottenham. However, Roman Lavia has come through now, 50-odd million from Southampton, and he's another holding midfielder. So could a 4-3-3 be an option for Pochettino this season? Lavia was courted by Pep Guardiola when he was 15 years old. Pep was invited to Kevin De Bruyne's tournament over in Belgium, and he noticed this 15-year-old at Anderlecht. Vincent Kompany was the manager there, and managed to sign him on the way home, or he signed him for Manchester City, and he went straight into the under-16s team. Now, Fernandinho was Lavia's idol, or someone he learnt off when he was at Man City. What we saw at Southampton was that he's a little bit different. He's not really a destroyer. Yes, he can make interceptions, and he did very well in that department last season, but he progresses the ball very well with his dribbling skills and his passing skills up the pitch. Here we go. Look, exactly what I've just said. Carry and dribble volume far higher than any of his other attributes. Okay, so he's picking up the ball and driving forward with the ball. Under Hassan Hutel signed him, and Southampton played good football. The only downfall there, they had so many young players, they just didn't have the experience and the know-how to win games of football, and eventually it proved their downfall. Ball retention, again, excellent, as you would expect in a ball-playing team like Southampton, and Chelsea are going to be that as well. But it's quite interesting to see the differences in attributes and data between him and Caicedo. Same position, but a little bit different character and a little bit different attributes, what they're very, very good at. So, as I alluded to, thinking with my coaching hat on, especially in big games against big teams, Liverpool maybe would have been an example because they're very good in transition. Could you see Pochettino playing a 4-3-3? Enzo, Caicedo and Lavia behind them. Now, Caicedo would be more of a 6, Lavia behind him as a 4 or 6, however you see it. And Enzo being an 8/10, really getting on into the box and making things happen. We've got Jackson up front, Sterling on the right, and whoever we pick on the left. So you wouldn't see that natural number 10 that he's been playing with in pre-season and at Tottenham in seasons gone by. But that looks a very, very solid midfield. And with the license he could give to Enzo, he could kind of get those goals and assists that maybe a Dele Alli got many years ago, because his quality is so good and his intelligence is so good, as we saw in the Liverpool game. Guys, tell me what you think. It's a very exciting period. I have given Todd Boehly a bit of stick in recent months and in his tenure at the club. He's put his money where his mouth is. We've got to go do it now. We've got young players. We've got a great manager to develop those young players and get the best out of them. And I feel like Pochettino has been abreast of all these transfer negotiations. It's not like we're picking players from the board or above him and going, here you go, here's your players, you coach them. I think he's been across this and got the players he wants. It's a very exciting time. I thought we played very well for the last 70 minutes against Liverpool. A bit scary first 20 minutes, having watched the extended highlights. But a lot of positives. And like I said, a really young team and probably one of the best managers in the world to nurture and get the best out of those young players. Let me know what you guys think. Will we play 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1? Will Caicedo slip straight into there? We paid a lot of money for him. I assume he's going to play every game. And will Lavia be bedded in and share the minutes with Conor Gallagher? Like and subscribe, please, to the channel, guys, for more Chelsea, Premier League and National League content. And I'll see you all very soon.